What do you want to see from Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson together to maybe show that progress is being made, even if it's not early, but maybe throughout the course of the season?
Well, I think this is an interesting conversation, Mike, because when you talk about being patient or rather impatient, Bears fans always are. And there have been these constant regime changes, right? Every few years, there's a new cycle of coaches. I really feel like the difference that Ben Johnson brings is he was the most coveted coaching prospect amongst all, and has been really for the past couple of cycles. And it's because of what we saw him do and orchestrate offensively with the Detroit Lions. I mean, just a season ago, right, as their offensive play caller, over 400 yards in terms of total yards per game. They averaged 32 points per game. I mean, they were the most feared offense, you can argue, in the National Football League. And I think what was interesting about his offenses is they ran the ball equally adeptly to throwing the football. And, you can certainly schematically get into some of the different things that Ben Johnson loves to do with his offensive line, for instance. But the fact that he had this ability to progressively not only become married and linked at the hip to Jared Goff, his quarterback, but score and find ways to use his personnel at really a unique level each season tells me that in Chicago, and this is really true, and I know you guys probably would agree with this, I really believe Ben Johnson is a play caller that looks at his personnel and says, what does this group of personnel, in fact, that's the question that I most want to ask him. What do your players in Chicago do well? What does Caleb do well that Jared maybe didn't do that you're going to exploit? And I think with all these play callers and their quarterbacks, it's all about details, fundamentals, and a trust factor. And they have been joined at the hip this offseason. And so I really feel like just that alone and the details with which Ben Johnson goes about things, starting with his quarterback, is going to see instant progress, but points have to be put up there on the board.